start the recording. So we can come to lying down. Oh, here's Elaine. Just give that a couple of seconds. So we're going to lie down on the mat, feet hip width apart. And as a reminder, a nice way to do that is have your legs together, then turn your toes out and then bring your heels in line with your toes. To get some width through the shoulder, turn the palms up to the ceiling. And for the first few moments, you can close your eyes and just feel how your body is feeling for yourself today. Allow it to sink into the mat a little bit to relieve any tension. And start to focus on your breath, breathing in through the nose, deeply into the back and sides of your ribs. Morning, Elaine. Just no worries, just find yourself a nice place on the mat, knees bent up, feet hip width apart, arms by your side, palms up to the ceiling. Sorry, no, palms facing the ceiling, arms by your side. That's it. And a couple more deep breaths. And Elaine, sorry, I can't see you at all now. The camera slipped down. For everyone else, just come back into the room, feeling the shoulders are nice and wide, leaving them where they are. We'll do our pelvic tilts to start warming up the lower back. So breathing out, a little bit of extra engagement through the abdominals to curl the pubic bone towards you so your bum hovers off the floor. And then breathing in to place yourself down, which gives you a little breath free at the bottom. So using the power of your breath and the length of your breath. Keep at a nice low level to start with. Keeping those shoulders wide at the back onto the mat. And also take a moment to keep the chin nodded. So mine always migrates up to the ceiling. So I have to make a conscious effort to find the double chins that I have hiding. To keep the neck nice and long. That's it. So gradually work up a bit higher this time. Maybe to lower ribs. And taking your attention to the back of your legs. And if you have a little bit of pressure through the feet into the mat, you can feel your legs getting engaged even further. And working up higher to bra strap level, the full height, keeping the pubic bone curl towards you and breathing in at that high point. And a real breath out, softening all the way through the chest to place the back onto the mat, slowly, piece by piece. And again, breathing out, curling up. Deep breath at the top to hold and breathing out, sinking through the front of your body, taking your back down, each vertebra at a time. And we can take the arms around to the side this time as we breathe out, so they come round. Going to make little snow angels as it's cold today, sweeping them around behind the head as you peel up. Breath in to hold and breathing out. Peeling down, bringing the arms back down by your sides. Palms still facing the ceiling if you can, if that's comfy. And two more, breathing out, peeling off. Trying to coordinate the arms up overhead at that highest point. Breath in to hold. And then breathing out, softening through the chest, bringing the arms around and round and round. As the back peels onto the floor. And then your final time, breathing out, curling the pubic bone towards you, peeling off, sweeping your arms out to the side. back overhead, leaving them there as you breathe in and breathe out, sweeping down. Arms back by your sides. And if you want to, you can just turn the palms back to face the floor. We'll continue to go up, but very slowly. So we're going to breathe out, just peel the bum off, and then we're going to polish the mat with our bottom as it's hovering, then come back to center, peel off a little bit further, polish the mat, one each side, gradually come up to that highest point, polishing the mat. So it's a little hip hitch from side to side, and then breathing in at that top point again, breathing out, coming back down the way we came up. So little polish at the high point, gradually piece by piece, lowering down all the way, keeping your breath going. And then when you've hit the mat, a nice breath to prepare, ready to come back up again. We'll just do one more set of these. So it only needs to be a tiny, tiny movement. Keeping your chins nodded, keeping your shoulders nice and wide and relaxed. Focusing on the breath and what you're trying to get your body to do. And then when you finish, just lie there while everyone catches up. And we'll start releasing the hips a bit. So hands just loosely by the sides, chins nodded. We will do that one where we drop the knee out to the side, extend the leg away, turn the knee back to the ceiling, then draw it back up using the abdominals. And we'll do 4 in this direction to start with. Using your breath. So breathing in to drop the knee out, breathing out to extend it away, breathing in, turn the knee back to the ceiling, breathing out, draw the leg back. 2 more. That's it. That's nicely in control. The rest of the body is staying as stable as you can make it. And then in reverse the direction. So breathe in to extend the leg away, breathe out to turn the knee to the side, and then draw it back. Is that right? Lost a breath somewhere. Breathe in to extend, breathe out to turn it back, breathe in to draw it up, breathe out to bring it back to the center. So it reverses the breath pattern as well. I should know that by now. My brain is not engaging this morning. That's it. Then after your last one, we start the pattern on the opposite side. So knee out to the side as you breathe in. Extend the leg away as you breathe out. Turn the knee back to the ceiling as you breathe in, and breathing out, draw that leg back to the starting position. And again, 3 more. Keeping it under control, don't allow it just to flop out to the side. Keeping the non-working leg as stable as you can, minimizing any rocking. Both bum cheeks on the floor if you can. And when you've done 4 in this direction, you're all working at different speeds, reverse it. So extending the leg away first, rotating in the hip to turn the knee to the side, drawing that heel back towards the bum and knee up to the ceiling. So a lovely gentle start this morning. It seems to be a very frenetic time of year for all of us. So a bit of calm. And when you finish that last one, again, just feel your feet nice and earthed through the mat. Take our attention back to our shoulders and arms come up to the ceiling, palms facing away. And we will keep the arms straight. Just draw the shoulders really deeply into the mat, keeping those arms straight. And then press the shoulders up towards the ceiling. So you're not doing anything with the arms at all. You're trying to get some movement through the big shoulder blades, nice and slowly, protracting up to the ceiling and retracting back down to the mat, and really allow those arms to be lovely and heavy through the shoulder joints. So I like to breathe in as I reach the shoulders forward and breathe out, almost as if they're trying to kiss behind my back. And hopefully the upper shoulders close to your neck, your upper trapezius will be away from your ears, so everything is drawing down your back. Focus on maybe bra strap level for this movement to happen. Give you some extra width and room to breathe. All the time keeping those abs engaged. You're balancing a nice glass of something whilst you're doing this. Cross and on your tummy. And just one more of each. And finish by allowing your arms and shoulders to be really heavy and fully placed on the mat. Re-engage the abs, and then we'll take into arm and leg slides. So one arm behind the head, opposite arm stretches away as you breathe in, breathing out to return. So again, perhaps press the non-working foot into the mat a bit more to give more stability, to give a little bit of different focus, a little pause in the middle before you change sides, and using your breath the whole time. So breathing in to extend and breathing out to retract the leg and arm back to the start. That's lovely, nice and stable. And depending how you're feeling, you can just continue to slide the leg away, or if you wanted a little hover as well, just for a bit of extra oomph, feel free. And this time, as we extend the arm and leg away, as we come back, just lift them both up towards the ceiling first, then extend behind and away from us and return to the start. So still keeping the arms nice and heavy and long, keeping the bum on the floor, just a little bit of extra coordination and engagement through the abdominals. One more on each side. And then you can bring your arms back down by your side and then behind your head. Ready for curl up. So again, feet nice and earthed, both bum cheeks down, breathing out, press your head into your hands, draw your tummy button through to the mat behind you, sliding your ribs forward as you breathe out and breathing in to return back to the mat. If you find your knees are wobbling all over the shop, press the feet into the mat again a little bit more, or even just grab a cushion and have that between your thighs. So breathing out, drawing everything into the body. So imagine your tummy button's a little plug hole and it's sucking the air into the body to keep those abs engaged as you curl forward, keeping the bum down on the mat. That's it, very nice. Elaine, maybe take your feet slightly further away from your bottom. That might give you a little bit more room to move. Try that one. Yeah. Good. And two more. Don't need to come up very high. And this time on your last one, breathing out, curling up, hold it there. Extend your arms to your thighs. Just pull yourself up a tiny wee bit more. Extend the arms away. We're going to go into the hundreds. So either feet down, legs in tabletop, or extended away. And then we beat and breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Good. If you need to adjust anything with an hand behind the head or feet down, please change. Do what you're comfortable with, keeping your body nice and stable. Lovely. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time. Out. And hug your knees in. Lovely. Have a little rock from side to side if you need to. Have a breath. And extend one leg away, one leg to the ceiling for leg circles, or if you need to work with bent legs today, please do. So we're going to have 8 circles, nice and slowly, to a whole breath in each direction. And also take notice of the leg that's not working. So it's not just flopping on the floor, you're holding it in place. So keep things small. You want to be able to control it and keep your body nice and stable. That's it. So 8 in each direction. And if you get any pain in the back, obviously just make it smaller or bend the knee. And keeping it nice and slow is also always a lot safer for any exercise. Relaxing the shoulders. Trying to keep both bum cheeks on the floor as well. And then when you've done, change sides. Good. So everyone's working with long legs, which is really nice to see. Try and get the back of the knees as straight as you can. And then when you have finished, and I'm not rushing you because you're all working at different times, hug your knees in, have a rest until everyone finishes. So relaxing those shoulders. Good. And then coming to sitting, we'll take the pace up a little bit. Ideally, get rid of your bum, so you're finding your bony bum cheeks. If you need to sit up on a block to take pressure off the hip flexors, cushion, do that, or you can work with bent legs, ideally nice and long legs. And we'll do our spine twist. So start drawing up through the center, heart reaching up through the crown of your head, if that's a possibility. Breathing in to rotate, breathing out to center. And you want to think about the back of the legs if they're long. the backs of the knees reaching into the mat. Thinking tall every time we come back to that center point, spiraling up to the ceiling. That's it. That's nice. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. One more in each direction. And then we're going to bring our arms forward, I think, and bend the elbows, making little fists, staying up here. And then as we breathe in and rotate, we're going to do 2 punches with that forward arm. So just get a little bit of a change. Thinking, drawing in through the tummy button as you punch forward to keep you sitting nice and upright. That's it, lovely. Good. One more in each direction. And then to release off those hip flexors, swing your arms behind you and lift by squeezing your bum into a lovely little back plank. It feels wonderful, good. So hands either to the side or facing forward, Jeanette. Don't have them backwards, you put too much strain on your wrists, even though that feels awkward. That's it, lovely. And coming back down. So still same sitting position, but legs nice and wide, ready for our 4. Arms either side of the outside of your leg. And breathing in to rotate, breathe out, nod the chin, roll forward to the little toe, roll back up and center. Breathe in to rotate, breathe out to roll, breathe in to roll up, breathe out to center. And again, think about the legs. Think about both bum cheeks staying glued to the mat every time you rotate one way. You don't want to lift off. You want to get the stretch through. It's not easy. And if there's any pain, just don't roll so far forward. Just rotate a little bit. That looks very nice. Good. And of course, you can press with the back arm to give you that little bit of extra roll forward if you wish, which is quite nice. Keep breathing. You're all going really fast. Slow it down a little bit. Give yourself room to move. That's looking really nice. We'll have one more on each side. That's it. And again, really flex those arms up to the ceiling behind you, pressing up into that lovely back plank, just squeezing the bum, holding it there, keeping the shoulders nice and wide. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Wonderful. And back down again. So shuffle towards the front of your mat. Knees bent up softly. We're going to do our half roll backs, and we're going to imagine we're rowing a nice boat somewhere warm. So make a little fist again. Tummy's buttons engaged. Hinge with a flat back. Then as you slide your tailbone away, you're pulling the rowing machine and then coming back up to sitting. So starting with a nice simple movement of hinge, sending the tailbone away, all the time engaging through those abdominals, shoulders nice and wide, coming back to sitting. So hinge flat first, then send the tailbone away to get a little curve in the back, holding it there as you pull the rowing machine. That's it, lovely. And then curling forward back, sitting nice and tall. Good. Come sitting now. Lovely. One more. And then let's add on to that. So as we hinge, curling back, we'll hold it there and do 3 little pulls of the rowing machine. curling forward and sitting tall. So hinge, send the tailbone away to get that curve, pull it back, then forward and back for 3. Curling it forward. That's it, keep the shoulders away from the ears. Wonderful. Keep breathing, keep smiling. One more set. And if you need to just shake out after that, please do, because we're going to go back to the same thing, but have a little bit of rotation. So I hope that wasn't a collapse, Jackie. Oh, so hinge, come back, and then we'll do the punches. So 3 punches to one side, reset yourself up, 3 punches the other way, back to center and forward. So hinge, send the tailbone away, curling back, and 3 punches. So again, if it's not possible to do, don't do it. Just stick with what you can or rest. That's it. That's it, Jeanette. Do a real punch. Punch it forward. Take out any angst you have. Yes, Jackie. I'm with you. Wonderful. And do one more set to each side if you can manage it. It's so good for our abdominals. Hinge, really send that tailbone away, make it as strong as you can, in control. Fabulous. And then just allow yourself to roll back to the mat. And we'll stretch out a little bit. So we're going to hug one knee into the body, which will release the hip flexors a bit and stretch out the back, either on the shin or under the thigh. And then change legs. So a bit of a single leg stretch, but just simply one leg at a time, mainly for the stretch and release purposes rather than anything else. But still working your abs to keep the back extra safe. Just one more on each side. And then when you've done, stretch out, arms overhead. So everybody's favorite roll up, legs glued together, flex the feet, bring the arms to the ceiling, nod the chin, tummy button through the body to the mat beyond, shoulders nice and wide, rolling up if you can, to reach forward, softly stretch the toes away from you and roll back down again. So today, if rolling up is not going to work for you, focus very much on the rolling back, and you can hold the backs of your thighs. If you want to, just hold onto the mat, but focus on working through the front of the body, then roll over onto your side and come back up to the start. Wow, lovely, Marie. Good, Jackie. Fabulous. Jeanette, hands on your forehead. I'm going to give you something a bit extra. So you've got nothing to help you. Elbows nice and wide. See how that changes it. Yeah. Good. Elaine, don't force it. Focus on the rolling back. As I've said many times, it does exactly the same thing. So just loosely hold the back of your thighs, drawing the tummy button into the spine, shoulders nice and relaxed. Lovely. Maria, don't do too much. Yeah, fabulous, Jeanette. The more you do, the harder it gets with this one. That's it, Jackie. Good, Elaine. Good, Elaine. Yes. One more set. And finish lying down. And if you need to hug your knees in again, feel free. Rock from side to side. There shouldn't be any tension in the back, but just in case there is. And then finish by pressing the shins away, nodding the chin, rolling up, so in a little curl up position. Lift the lower legs ever so slightly and take the knees further away from you. And we'll go into our proper single leg stretch. So tummy buttons drawing through the body to the mat beyond, extending a leg. And remember, we're trying to keep the chest curling up towards the knee rather than bringing a knee into the chest. So we're always returning to the starting position where the knees are slightly angled away from you. And we're breathing. And 10, and 9, and 8, and 7. Keep curling forward. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Lovely. Lie back, hug those knees in, have a breather for 2 seconds. Ready to do the same thing, but for double leg stretch. So nodding the chin, curling forward, pressing the shins away to help curl you up. And we'll extend the arms behind our head, legs away, and then keeping curled up. Just bring everything back to the start. So again, tummy buttons drawing in through the body, through the spine to the mat behind. Breathing in to extend, breathing out to curl forward. That's it. Drawing everything into the body. 2 more. Good. And then hug your knees in after your last one. Have a moment to breathe. And we'll stay lying down from here, keeping legs in tabletop, glued together. Again, angle your legs and your knees slightly further away from you, but you still want to feel the back into the mat. And then we will toe tap down. But the focus is on squeezing the bum to get the leg to move. So you're not just tapping the lower leg, you're squeezing the bottom to get the whole leg to hinge at the hip. That's it. So keeping the shins nodded, keeping the shoulders wide, keeping the abdominals drawn in, squeezing the bottom to take the foot down. Breathing out to tap, breathing in to come back. Good. One more on each side. And as that looks very easy, coming back to the start position, hands behind the head, curling up, do the same thing. So again, maybe try and take the foot a little bit further away from the body as well, just to give you some extra oomph to work on. But of course, if it's too much, just stay down, doing toe taps, but drawing the tummy into the spine. We don't want to push the muscles up and out. We want to draw them into the body. So imagine you're wearing a nice little corset. That will really keep everything safe. That's it. Breathing out to tap, breathing in to return. And of course, we're not pulling on our heads. Our heads are nice and heavy in the hands. We're having to work through the ab region. To do all of this, Good. One more set on each side and hug your knees in for a little rest if you need to. We've got one more set with straight legs, so nice little scissors. So again, curling forward, you can press the shins away to help you come up. This time, extend the legs to the ceiling and we'll scissor. So 2 pulses and switch. So shoulders wide, elbows out to the side. Pulse, pulse, change, pulse, pulse, change. Again, if it's too much, you can have a bend in the knee, a rest. Fab. Lovely. Good, that looks so easy. Oh, I'm mightily impressed. One more set on each leg. And then hug your knees in. Have a breath. Wonderful. Okay, let's change the dynamic. Let's move on to hands and knees. So again, find your nice placement. Think about the 4 fingers facing forward, the creases of the elbows facing in towards each other. Have a look to where your feet are. You should have your knees underneath your hips and your shoulders away from your ears, the upper back nice and soft, so you're a nice flat back. And we'll do the dog. So just extend one arm and leg along the mat to start with and return to the same position. Once you find how everything's feeling here, just feel free to extend in a long, low line. And you have to think about drawing up through the abs to keep yourself from rocking on that changeover. We're trying to come back to the start position rather than walking along the mat as well. That's lovely. That's good, Jeanette. Yes, Maria, lovely. That's it, Elaine. Good. Good, Jackie. Again, this is such a good one for our backs. So nice and slow as always. Really use a whole breath. There's no rush. Want to be in control of our movement. Do one more on each side. And if you need to release the wrist, just sit back and give them a little twirl. So we're going to stay on hands and knees, adding on to the dog. So it's do exactly the same thing. Take the arm and leg away. Then if you're happy to, I'll try and change legs so you can see my arm, have the arm behind with the palm facing up. And from here, we're just going to pulse by squeezing the bum, squeezing the back of the arm. So you've got a long leg, keeping your body nice and stable, just pulsing up. So join in whenever you're ready. Take the arm and leg away from you first, swing the arm back, palm to the ceiling, shoulders away from the ears, and then it's a focus on squeezing the bum and squeezing the upper arm at the tricep. That's it. So it's a bit of balance challenge, and then change sides. Again, in a considered, mindful way. Take the arm behind you and think about what muscles you're trying to move. Get the mind to work with that pattern of action. That's it. Good. And then again, 2 more on this side. And sit back, release the wrists. And then back on all fours. So we're going to take the arm behind us. This time making a fist. And you want to think about taking the arm a little bit higher, keeping it where it is, and then we're going to bend the knee and bend the elbow. So we're not moving the upper arm, and we're not moving the thigh of the leg. So we're doing some hamstring curls and some tricep and bicep bending in coordination. So you're aiming the heel towards the midline of the bum. The upper arm is staying where it is. So Jeanette, that looks really awkward. What are we doing? So think about the fist, the palm facing the body. Trying to find where I am. And then just bending. So the thumb and forefinger facing forward. Change sides, everybody. That's better. And then on the other side. So take the arm nice and long behind you first, and then do the bending. That's it. So keep the leg nice and long and just bend the heel in towards the bottom. So you're doing a little hamstring curl at the same time. Yes, that's good. A nice little coordination challenge. And then relax, sit back, release the wrists. Everyone coming onto their fronts. Maria, if you're not happy to still, come to kneeling, and we're going to do the arrow, so you can do the same thing by pressing the arms behind you, lifting the heart, rotating the thumbs away, and then coming back to the start. So it's our chest expansion, which is the same pretty much as the arrow. So coming onto our fronts, if you want something under your forehead, to make sure the front of your thighs are on the mat. Allow the shoulders to roll forward. Then as you breathe in, lift the shoulders. Breathe out, slide them down your back to hover in a nice long, long line. Breathing in to rotate the arms, thumbs to the ceiling, and breathing out. Place yourself down. So nice and slow and considered. In to lift, out to slide and hover. Breathing in and breathing out to return. That's it, Elaine, lovely. Remember, it's the crown of the head reaching away. Imagine it's your heart coming up through your head. That nice long line. Keeping the shoulders away from your ears. Again, imagine the scapula working just at bra strap level. That's it. One more set. And then if you need to sit back into a child pose just to give your back a little bit of a breather. And then roll over onto your side. So hopefully this will be all right for you, Maria. We will start on our forearms. So again, I want some length through the neck and upper shoulders away. Underneath leg bent, top leg forward, hand behind the head. So you've got some length through the body, and we'll do 2 kicks forward, squeeze the bum to take the leg behind us. And we're trying to keep the body as still as we can and fighting to keep that long leg at hip height. That's it. So again, it might be a small movement. It really doesn't matter. Good. One more. Staying there, extend the underneath leg on an angle, flex the foot and flex the top foot, and we'll do our hot potato in this position. So we bring the top leg down, 2 pulses, and it's the side of your foot that comes to the floor. So you're having to work the whole of the inner thigh. We're not twisting, we're not tapping down, it's flat, flat, up, flat, flat. So it's quite dynamic. And again, it's quite challenge. Oh, that looks so good. Wonderful. 2 more. Jeanette, don't sink. Think up through the underneath waist. And then when you've done, almost relief, just lie down in your long line position. Think about shoulders away from the ears still, tummy button drawn in. Breathing out, lift and hover. Breathing in to come back down. So a double leg lift. And again, if you want to, hand in front just for a little bit of guidance, or even hand behind if you feel you're rocking back. If you've got any of that tension in the lower back, just angle your legs forward. Any tension in the neck, looking at the mat. Keeping the legs glued together and thinking about the underneath leg, helping lift both up. That's it. Good. One more. And then scoot over to the other side, starting with the hard ones, bending the underneath leg, coming onto the forearm, really drawing up through the underside of the body, top leg to hip height, flexing the foot, hand behind head, and 2 kicks forward, squeeze the bum to come behind. So no rocking, keeping the body still as you possibly can. So nothing's being taken into the back, it's all the bum squeezing. So you can see my leg doesn't go very far back at all. We're all put together differently. But it's the control we're after for this one. Okay. Lovely. One more. Kick, kick. Squeeze the bum. Then extend the underneath leg. Flex both feet. And then it's 2 taps down, lifting up 2 taps behind. Again, I like to breathe out with 2 taps, breathe in to come up and over. Oh, I find this hard. Good. Very nice. Keep breathing, keep smiling, nearly there. 2 more. And then extend out in our beautiful long line. Find hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder. Ready to breathe out and lift. Keeping the legs glued together, breathing in to return. And again, we don't have to come up really high. It's that long, low arrow. We're just on our sides, keeping the legs glued together. Gorgeous. That's really nice. Nice and calm. Two more. And then if you've got a cushion to hand, we'll sort of start stretching out a bit. Have it behind your head, arms extended, and we'll do our chest release. So you want long, long arms. You're sitting in an imaginary dining room chair, basically, and then breathing in, take the arm to the ceiling, breathing out, rotating at the ribs, just taking the arm where the ribs go, taking a moment to breathe, then reset yourself up, engage the abdominals to breathe out, draw the ribs back, which will bring the arms back to your starting position. So again, your flexibility will determine how far you go. Don't want to overextend the shoulder and cause any problems and stretches, which is why you want to go really just as far as the ribs will take you. One more in this direction. Lovely. Then when you finish this one, roll over onto the other side and do the same thing. So sitting in a chair, draw the underneath shoulder away from the ear. Palms should always be together. So when the arms come back, they come back nice and long, which means you're not hitching up in the shoulder at all. So breathing in just to rotate and open, breathe out to sink and allow yourself to stretch out a little bit at that point. A couple of breaths, a good measure, and then come back again. And of course, turning your head to go where the ribs go and where the arms go. Enjoy increasing your breath, winding down a teeny bit. Good. Just do one more. When you finish, take your pads away from behind you, come back onto your backs, and we will bridge just to finish. Nothing special today. We'll use it more as a stretch. Sorry, my eyes are closed because the sun is now streaming in, which is rather lovely. So again, we think about narrowing hip bone to hip bone as we squeeze the bum and breathe out. Think knees reaching away. Hold it there for a breath. Breathing out, coming back to the starting point. So again, breathing out, think narrowing into body to lift. And a nice long straight line from chest to knee and back again. We'll do 3 more. And again, if there's any cramp, just adjust where your feet are. You might need to bring them close to the body. Excuse me, that's it. Nice breath to hold. 2 more. Breathing out to squeeze and lift. Breath in, nice and wide to hold. Breathing out to come back down. Final time. Breathing out to squeeze and lift. Good. And coming back down. Then extend one leg away, again stretching like we did earlier, just holding the back of your thigh. Make sure the long leg, the knees up to the ceiling and not just hang there. Bending and drawing the bent leg into the chest. Breathing into that one. Releasing off any extra tension. And change sides. Draw it into the body. That's it. And then foot back down on the floor. You can roll onto your side, coming up to sitting. Back to the first leg. So we have the one long leg, then the first leg into the body again, sitting nice and tall. Opposite arm holds the knee, and we just rotate nice and softly. So we're pressing into the hand behind us for a little bit of a stretch. Oh, excuse me. And then release that arm, change arms, and just rotate the other way, only as far as comfortable. Just loosening off again. And change sides. So stretch out the other leg. Hug the knee in, opposite arm first. And again, use the back arm if you want to, just to give your spine a little bit of length. Couple of breaths here. And then change arms. Good. And release that leg, both legs nice and long. And then just stretch forward a little way towards your toes, or if you find you just get to your shins, that's fine. Again, just a moment to breathe. And release. And you're done again. Well done. Well, very, oh dear.